Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Adrian here. Welcome to this new episode in which I wanted to discuss one very simple topic, the topic of honor and integrity and staying true to yourself. To me, it becomes as simple as that. Just tell the truth. Stop lying. Stop lying to the world. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to everybody. Just tell the truth. The reason this is such a complex landscape to navigate, perhaps, is because there's a lot of nuances to this. The first of them is, how do I know when to tell the truth? How do I know when to lie? Because apparently there is a time and a place for everything. In some situations, you might have to do either of those in order to survive. Portray it like in the typical scene where, gun to your head, you have to say what I tell you to say, otherwise I'll kill you and these people in the room, which just happen to be your loved ones, friends, or people you care about, right? Now, you do as they say, and they kill them anyway. In both cases, they kill everybody, including you. You didn't do what those other people asked you to do. The truth was that this is who I am, and that's not what I do. So I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to do it. How do you know when to do that versus, all right, I'll kind of bend the knee here. I'll say whatever you want me to say. I'll do whatever you want me to do, but please don't hurt them. Don't do anything bad to them, right? It's complex. It's pretty complicated. But in the end, in my opinion, and this is why I'm making this episode, because it seems to be a very difficult thing to express into words, especially when you're trying to explain this to someone who doesn't usually speak this language that you're so used to. Let's say, to me, telling the truth always wins. And I understand that sometimes in life, you have to abstain yourself from telling the truth, which does not necessarily imply that you're lying, because I would rather not say anything if I can't say the truth. If I can't tell the truth, I'll rather not say anything in the first place. And that seems to make other people mad for some reason, because they always try to push you into choosing a side and side with either of the two teams that seem to be a part of this game, but they never actually take this third point of view or third angle perspective where they acknowledge the fact that there's actually infinite teams in this game, and the fact that they just simply choose to side with either one of these two, which they just happen to be the most mainstream ones, the most popular ones, or it doesn't matter. But the fact that they try to push you into that equation to side with them somehow and like, oh, you're either with us or against us. It's this duality thing that, in fact, it is a thing. That's how the universe works. It's present in so many things that we can see in our day-to-day lives, right? Day, night, death, life. So it's everywhere, the yin and the yang, right? Now, there's sometimes where that doesn't necessarily apply in that limiting way, which means sometimes you will find that there's so much more than a mere duality dynamic happening here. It's like fractal, infinite, sacred geometry type of thing, right? So you see these patterns growing and growing in space and time, transcending everything you thought was possible. And in case you've lost me already in this conversation, you no longer know what I'm talking about. I'm saying that there's so much more than we can actually acknowledge. And the fact that we sometimes claim to know everything seems to be the first limiting belief that prevents us from reaching those higher versions of ourselves in the first place. So I believe that what we should do is to let go of any of those limitations, of any of those dogmas or whatever we think we know, in order for that new knowledge to occupy this space that we've now created in our minds. I don't know exactly how else to put this into words. So the first thing I'm going to say is thank you guys for everything. I wanted to thank you for doing your absolute best your absolute best every single day, every single time, every single moment, for telling the truth, for staying true to yourselves, for never letting yourself down, and by extension, never letting any of your people down. Because no matter how bad the situation looks, I believe that the truth always prevails and light always wins. So, this being said, there would be no night without the day. There will be no day without the night. There will be no life without death. And there would be no death without life. So, in a way, both things need each other. And I think that what gives meaning to the word home is the fact that out there, the world is such a bad and horrible place. But you having this place, which might be a physical place or an ethereal space somewhere in your mind, you can just go back to and feel this sense of safety and warmth and family. Just home. A place you can call home. We can find home in a physical place, in a memory, in a time, in, I don't know, there's just so many ways. A song could just mean home. But what I'm trying to say is that the fact that there's this great distinction between the situation at that home and the outside world, meaning that the world is such a bad place and all that stuff, gives meaning to that thing we call home in the first place. If it wasn't for this bad world outside, we wouldn't be able to appreciate this good world inside. So I think everything starts within, and as we slowly comprehend this inner world, we slowly start to also understand the outside world. So this being said, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.